here we begin with the second class for survey, search and Seizure. It's an extension of your assessment procedure which you have already done. 143.1, 143.3 scrutiny, 144 best judgment, 147 income escaping assessment. This 147 is completely revamped since last year, that is 21-22. Now why I am discussing this is, earlier search assessment was done separately in section 153 ABC. Now those sections are not there. Okay, so even if the search and all the procedure what I have told you yesterday, search and seizure in layman's term we call it as income tax raid, right? तो कल हमने procedure discuss किया है. They will ask you some dates, they'll ask you short notes, simple flow में. Even if they ask you case studies, it will be like within that someone has visited and he was not allowed to enter it, so you have to visit the daytime or whatever. We have gone through the procedure. Today we are supposed to do survey. Search हमने कल किया था, survey करना है and then combine question answers. But because it is very important, हम क्या करेंगे पहले, we will revise first this only. Yesterday's class only I am taking a revision. If you have any doubt, ask. I hope you have taken note of this, that last 3 bullet points, that now assessment of search is not done in 153 ABC, routine 147. But 147 के लिए 148A का notice, prior permission from higher authorities. So they assume that it's all wrong. समझ में आ रहा है? If they are doing search assessment तो फिर उतना सारा notice और वो सब भेजने का कुछ भी नहीं है, right? चलो. Now, before we start this topic, search, survey and all, see 132B or 132. What is the section for search? 132. We are going to do survey, that is 133A. And door to door, when they go to shops and collect the information, that is called as 133B, power to collect the information. So these are the different sections. As we did search, before the search, what are the power with the income tax authorities? So they have all the powers which are there for the code of civil procedure, that is discovery, inspection. They can, try to find out the facts ki kahan kya gold छुपा हुआ है. They can do inspection. They can ask person to come and meet me in this ward and all, attendance of a person. And then such बोलेंगे, such के अलावा कुछ नहीं बोलेंगे. Examine him on oath, compelling him to bring books of accounts, documents, issuing commissions, that is nothing but summons. And in routine, SSE's books can be taken over by department for maximum how many days? 15 working days. In case of search, survey में तो वो power ही नहीं है. Survey में you can check the books of accounts. आज हम करेंगे 133B and A and all. You can check the books. You can place marks of identification. You can take all the inventory, but you cannot seize the books and take in case of survey. हाँ, search है तो ये सब ठीक है. चलो. Now, what are the reasons? Okay, that when search will be initiated by higher authorities, when they have a reason to suspect which is way beyond gossip. You cannot do a search because people are gossiping कि ये person इतना खर्चा कर रहा है आजकल, इसके पास जरूर black money होगा. No, they have reasons, but should they disclose that to the SSE? Not necessary. Okay, right. Now, circumstances when raid can be initiated. So 3 things. When we have issued them summons 131 या notice 142(1 कि return file करो, they didn't respond. Or we know that issuing a notice is waste, so and so person is going to run away from India. कोई मतलब नहीं है उसको notice भेज के. Second reason. Third is when we know that a person is in possession of money, bullion, jewelry, other valuable articles, बेनामी property papers, FDs, gold, silver, jewelry, ये सब है cash, okay, which is wholly or partially undisclosed. You know, some people, they disclose it, but not wholly. For example, I told you yesterday, they have shown renovation of the houses, 5 lakhs. But if you look at the house and its renovation, it's like 5 crores. So what are the 3 cases when search? I'm just discussing important points. If you are having a pencil or marker in your hand, just mark the paras what I'm sharing. Utna majorly पढ़ के जाओ बस है. Because I do understand as a teacher, I can go on teaching one word section, but आपको पूरा एक साथ याद रखना है. While you are doing this, you remember 142 and all or not? Again, they can ask for audit of the books, they can get the valuation done, and they can ask for all the information. The same power they have here. So the 3 reasons of conducting the search is you have sent them summons and notices and they are not responding. Or you know that sending summons and might not be issued, they will not help. Money, bullion, jewelry, and other valuable article if they have, right? Okay. So these are the cases. Now, power of authorized officer. What are the powers in case of search? They can enter any place, vehicle, vessel, aircraft, building, go down, depot, kahin bhi. They can break open the locks if you're not giving the keys. They can search the person who's coming out of the building or is already there in the building, your staff, your neighbor, your friends. While there is search, if they are inside, they need to stay inside. They can require person who is found to give control of all the books. So whoever is the SSE, he needs to hand over all his laptop, tabs, mobile phones, password and all. हाँ, जो उनके अकाउंटिंग सॉफ्टवेयर है उसका पासवर्ड, जो उनके सोशल मीडिया अकाउंट्स है उनका सब पासवर्ड देना पड़ेगा. They can seize the books of accounts money. They can place marks of identification. Acha, while they seize books of accounts, dear students, I did clarify they can seize books of accounts. They can take money, bullion, jewelry. Why they will take? So that out of that they can recover the taxes. Rate तो कर लिया, हाँ हाँ 6 crore रुपए गायब है, ये है वो है. But you saw the coins and you should have taken the cash. Are you getting? So they will take everything except stock in trade. So in case of search, SSC stock in trade cannot be taken by department. Same way in case of survey, जो survey उसका छोटा भाई है, हाँ just आपके business premises पे आके सब check करते हैं. Can they take your books of accounts? No, they don't want to disturb your routine business. So they will not take over the books of accounts. ठीक है? Is my speed fine? I'm doing revision so that even if you have followed yesterday with me, you can learn and write in exam. They'll place marks of identification, tick marks, stamps, all so that they have checked these books, bills, papers, registers, etc. They can take an inventory. If required, they can call a gold jewelry valuer and all. They can examine the person on oath. घर में जितने लोग हैं उनका oral, written सब interview ले सकते हैं वो. Okay. If they don't cooperate, SSE, then there is imprisonment of 2 years. And money, bullion, jewelry, सब लेके जाएंगे except stock in trade. Because stock in trade is like you are doing business, no? Right? So that's the reason. Okay? Right. Then extension of the jurisdiction area. Now what is this? We have got the permission. One second, dear students. One second. Huh? Yeah. See, we have got a permission. And our jurisdiction is Hyderabad, this area of the SSE and all. But if we have doubt that something more is hidden in Chennai, in Maharashtra, can we simultaneously rate? Yes. Can we collect the information? Yes. And then we can hand over whoever is the officer over there in that jurisdiction. Right? Okay. Can they search other places also? Yes. कल बताया था. Can they take help of the police? Yes. Impounding of assets. If there is no cash in hand but lot of cash is there in bank, can you go with the SSC की बैंक में से cash withdraw करो और फिर हमको रेड में ले जाने दो? ऐसे नहीं होता. Write a short note on deemed or constructive seizure. When it is impossible to seize or take the physical possession of some of the goods because of their weight or because of their nature or because of their dangerous है, volume ज्यादा है, weight ज्यादा है या delicate है, So you will not seize it. You will lock it over there and you will tell to SSC that without your permission SSC cannot move it, sell it, कुछ use नहीं कर सकते, कुछ नहीं कर सकते. ठीक है? So this will be valid maximum for 60 days. After that, either you have to again renew it or, it will be like removed. Same way, provisional attachment. Now, this is a wonderful provision. We know that during the search and even within 60 days on the date on which last authorization, मतलब search होने के 60 days के अंदर या जब search चल रही है तब, we know that these people जिस पे आप रेड कर रहे हैं, he'll have to pay cash and he's not having money to pay cash. Better जो property दिख रही है उसको attach कर लो, means keep a charge on that they cannot part with the property without your permission. So provisional attachment is the attachment on the property. Why? The reason is to recover taxes. See, after the search, there will be a lot of black money and 78% tax you have to pay. 60 plus 25, tax surcharge, he says. So if they have a doubt, then either during the search or after the search, immediately, within 60 days from the date of the completion of the search, last authorization for the search, can they take over? Can they take over this? Yes. Followed all of you? Yeah. They can do the provisional attachment or जब property का provisional attachment करके रखें, in the meanwhile they can refer the valuation officer to do the valuation. But one thing is important. Okay, even if they are doing provisional attachment of the property, when it is coming to recovery of taxes, first they will recover the tax from the money which they have seized and then by selling the assets. Okay, right. Authorization is just one line answer. Key notice of search can be given to one of the working partners and it will be implied all are jointly and severally liable. They cannot keep issuing notices to each and every partner. Okay, right. Books of accounts, other documents seized shall not be retained by the authorized officer 30 days from the date of assessment. एक बार assessment complete हो गया तो 30 days के अंदर book देना वापस कर देना पड़ेगा. Right. Presumptions in case of search. The top authorities, like whoever is doing the raid, they have certain presumptions while doing the raid regarding books of accounts, money, jewelry, and all. First is whatever is recovered from your place belongs to you. जो आपके घर मिला ना सब आपका है. Second is whatever is written in the books is correct. Third is everywhere signature in the books is of the authorized person only. ये मेरा signature नहीं है, पता नहीं किसने किया, ऐसे सब नहीं होता. ठीक है? Right? And last one is in case of document stamped, executed, it was stamped and executed by person whom it purposed. मतलब आपको मालूम था और आपने ये सब sign किया. Please check this if the language is clear and until now whatever revision I have done, 3 pages are over. कोई doubt है किसी को? चलो. Presumption in case of search. फिर से एक बार language देखो. I want to read because you may be asked to write it same. Where any books of accounts, documents, money, bullion, jewelry, valuable articles is found in possession or control, it may be presumed that books of accounts, money, bullion, jewelry, valuable article belongs to such person. The contents of such books of accounts and other documents are true. Signature on every other part of the books and other documents and all belong to the person. And in case of documents stamped, executed, it was duly executed by person whom it purports to have been. So these are the 4 assumptions. Can they take copies? Yes. Can they take help of the government officers? Yes, yes, yes. Power to requisition books of accounts seized by other department. Can we say to GST and customs that so and so person we have raided? So whatever books are in your possession, give it to us. Right. Application of the सीज्ड रिक्विजिशन असेट, जो भी आप रिक्विजिशन में टेक ओवर कर रहे हैं उसको आप क्या अप्लाई करोगे? फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल द अमाउंट विल बी अप्लाइड फॉर एनी एग्जिस्टिंग लायबिलिटी. तो व्हाट इज द एग्जिस्टिंग लायबिलिटी? इट डज नॉट इंक्लूड योर एडवांस टैक्स को छोड़ के जो एग्जिस्टिंग लायबिलिटी है वो पे करो. अमाउंट ऑफ लायबिलिटी डिटरमिन ऑन द कंप्लीशन ऑफ द असेसमेंट. अमाउंट ऑफ लायबिलिटी डिटरमिन ऑन द कंप्लीशन ऑफ असेसमेंट मतलब ये जो रेट खत्म होगा इसमें वट एवर लायबिलिटी इज देयर दैट इज टू बी क्लियर्ड. अमाउंट इन रिस्पेक्ट ऑफ विच पर्सन इज इन डिफॉल्ट or is deemed to be in default, or the amount of liability on application made before the settlement commission. So all these dues you are supposed to pay. Okay, right. Release of the assets, this is very nice. Now release of assets we will divide into two parts: explained assets and unexplained assets. So सबसे पहले explained assets. You know the day, I mean say the day they have seized the assets from the end of the month 30 days के अंदर. If I explain to ITO कि so and so was you know so and so asset was seized, but I have the proof that I've purchased it like this, sub hai. So you have given a perfect explanation for this asset. समझ में आ रहा है? Then that asset will be released within 120 days of the completion of the rate. Okay? This is what is. देखो. Conditions for release of the asset. Which asset? Explained asset. Okay, where following conditions are satisfied, amount of existing liability may be recovered out of such asset and remaining portion of asset may be released. Existing जो tax है वो तो उसमें से देना पड़ेगा, but remaining they will release when the person concerned makes an application to AO within 30 days. 30 days from the end of the month in which asset was seized. Asset is seized on 25th June. Then 30th August, I can make an application, and nature and source of the asset is also explained. Assessing officer obtains prior approval of the principal, chief commissioner and commissioner. कि चलो release कर दो. Then after recovering their taxes, asset or any portion thereof shall be released within a period of 120 days from the date on which last authorization of search. सर्च खत्म होने के 120 days में वो asset वापस दे दोगे. ठीक है? What is the order of the asset? First you will use the money, then you will use the other assets and so on. And if excess you have recovered, then while paying back, मतलब आप रेट में कुछ ज्यादा ही कैश और asset लेके चले गए, सीज कर लिया और अब वापस लौटा रहे हैं, तो you have to pay 0.5% per month interest. It's as good as like refund. 234D. Interest shall be payable from the date immediately following the expiry of 120 days from the date on which last of authorization for search under 132 or requisition under 132A was executed to the date of completion of authorization. So 120 days के अंदर वापस दे देंगे. Okay? And if the SSC admits everything, he discloses everything within the time limit, then 30% of undisclosed income is the penalty. But he does not agree, he does not declare previous year and pays the amount along with interest on undisclosed income, then 60%. So if they agree and pays the tax on time, then 30%, otherwise 60%. ठीक है? Almost 15-20 minutes are over. We are doing the revision, and till here we have done yesterday. Shall I start? I'm taking a pause here. I'm here only. आप पूछो कोई doubt है किसी को तो. Search is over. Anyone is having doubt? Other assets also they will release. चलो, let us complete the 132 with all the understanding. Is it clear or not कि search में क्या हो जाता है, क्या क्या powers हैं? They can requisition, they can take help of other jurisdiction, they can hand over to other jurisdiction, they can take help of GST, customs, FEMA, other authorities and all. Now this is a common section, power to call for information. मैम ये तो हमने starting में ही पढ़े थे ना 131 में. That is from SSC. I want all of you to write here information from third party. Information from third party. Power to call for information from third party. मतलब you know this is a very nice topic 133 में. Do the income tax department have power to ask my bank, of course higher authorities, that to ask my bank to share all the details of transactions of cash deposit and withdrawal of Dipti Chheda? Yes. Can they get information of my share transaction from my demat account with the SEBI? Hyderabad Stock Exchange में मेरा account है तो वहां से क्या can they take the detail? Yes. So like this 133 is where the information is collected from third parties. Can they ask information in a firm where I may be partner, or in an HUF where I may be a member, or with banks, or with companies where I'm the major investors, या कोई mutual fund agency है, angel broking, उनके through I'm putting money in different sectors of mutual fund. So they have got a right to collect my information from me. 131. 133 is collecting the information from third party. चलो इसको देखते हैं. Yeah. Income tax authority being AO, deputy commissioner, joint commissioner, commissioner appeals may require any firm to furnish him with a return of name and address of the partner and their respective share. They can ask for information of firm where the SSC is a partner, his share, deed and all. Require, underline the clue word कि किस किस से information हो गया. Require information from HUF. Require any person who has reason to believe, trustee, guardian and all, to furnish all the details. Require any SSC to furnish a statement of name and address of all the person to whom he has paid rent, interest, commission, royalty, brokerage or annuity. तो आपने रेंट पे किया, इंटरेस्ट पे किया, कमीशन, रॉयल्टी, ब्रोकरेज, एन्युटी, 1000 रुपए से ज्यादा, उन सब की लिस्ट दे कैन कलेक्ट. रिक्वायर द एसएससी ओनली टू फर्निश. ये तो एसएससी से ही ले लेंगे कि ड्यूरिंग द ईयर किसको रेंट दिया, किसको इंटरेस्ट दिया, किसको कमीशन दिया, रॉयल्टी, ब्रोकरेज, गिव अस द डिटेल्स. Require any dealer, broker, agent, third party for stock, commodity management and all to whom he has exchanged. Okay. And require any person including a banking company or any officer thereof to furnish information in relation to such points or matters or to furnish statements. Where no proceeding is pending, the power under 133 shall not be exercised by any income tax authority below the rank of principal director and all. It is to be noted that power referred in point 6 above may also be exercised by principal director. You know, higher authorities बोलेंगे तो ही. Higher authorities कल आपको बताया था ना, commissioner of income tax, chief commissioner, principal chief commissioner. This said director, principal chief director, like that. So these are the higher authorities. देखो clear है. You can collect information from the partnership firm, from the HUF, from the trustees, guardians जहाँ हैं, और bro जहाँ पे they have paid interest, commission, rent and all उसका detail, broker, agent and so on. ठीक है? Right. So this was section 133. Now 133A, power of survey. Search is like पूरा तितर पितर कर देंगे जिसको बोलते हैं ना. What is survey? Survey is disciplined, systematic inspection at the business place of the SSC. But ma'am, after COVID, so many people are doing business from home. Then can they go to the residence also? Answer is yes. Survey may, they have got power to check the books, to check the stock, to do the marking, to take the inventory, but they cannot seize the stock, money, bullion, jewelry. They cannot seize the books of accounts. सब check करके जाएंगे. Can they examine the person on oath? Yes. Can they ask them पूरा information and all? Yes. सब कुछ मिलेगा उनको, right? Okay. But what they will not, the difference between basically between the survey and search is anywhere. गोडाउन, डेपो, फार्म हाउस, घर, रेसिडेंस, टेरेस, नेबर का घर. सर्वे इज ओनली फॉर बिजनेस प्रीमिसेस, and if the business is done from home, then residence. There's a timing. Survey can be done only in the business hours. If say business hours of a retail रेडीमेड गारमेंट्स का शोरूम है बच्चों का और उनका बिजनेस आवर्स है मॉर्निंग 10 to 10, कैन दे डू द सर्वे एट नाइट 11 o'clock? नहीं, हमको अब भी बताओ, ये दो प्रूफ दो उन्होंने. So at business places, the timing for the survey is what are the timings of that business. But so many cafes and all are there which work whole night also like that. Then 8 p.m. से शुरू होके 8 a.m. तक हमारा business hour है, तो वो आवर में सर्वे करेंगे. And related to that, if business is done in residence, then residence survey is done from sunrise to sunset. सर्च क्या है? दिन रात चलता है. एक बार एंट्री होगी तो दिन में सनराइज होने के बाद it will go on till the raid is not completed. Day night the work goes on, because once they move here and there, again lot of chances of manipulation. Survey is daytime में, yeah. But when survey is going on, can they say show us those bill book, ये बताओ, वो book बताओ, वो laptop दो, ये tab दो, वो pen drive दो, ये stock दिखाओ? Yes, they have got all the powers. Okay. तो सर्वे में, अच्छा, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग इज आफ्टर द रेड assessment is mandatory under 147. You have to file the return for 3 years or 7 साल 10 साल and all that what is discussed in 147. Survey is just routine. They will collect the information and go, and then many times after the survey they come to know, अरे बाप रे बाप, यहाँ तो there is no छोटा मोटा mistake, यहाँ तो पूरा झोल है, like there is a huge things are going wrong. Can they convert the search in the, I mean say survey in the search? Answer is yes. Are you all clear what I'm saying? सर्वे का कोई असेसमेंट नहीं होता. इट्स जस्ट द पर्पस ऑफ सर्वे. हमारे घर में सर्वे करने आते हैं ना कॉर्पोरेशन से कि अभी मई 24 में नेशनल इलेक्शंस है 5 years वाले, तो आपके घर में सबके आधार है, ऐसे सर्वे होता है ना. हाउ मेनी आर लिटरेट, हाउ मेनी आर वुमेन, तो लाइक दैट इट्स जस्ट अ सर्वे. आप क्या बिजनेस कर रहे हैं, क्या है, ये है, एवरीथिंग इज लाइंड अप ऑन. Can they convert the survey in the rate? Yes. Then assessment is to be done. So we are starting now with 133, that is survey. But 133B में एक और भी छोटा सा है, डोर टू डोर सर्वे. वो तो क्या होता है ना, like as I told you, after COVID, like there was door to door survey in the whole gold market. Every gold dealer was supposed to share how much cash is deposited in bank from the demonetization date till the 1 month. In fact, return में भी they had to put. And can we ask them for recording and all? तो ये क्या हो गया, वो जो month था immediately after the demonetization date, for 1 month how much cash you have deposited in the bank. तो ये ना एक door to door survey सबके लिए आता है, सबको commonly बोलते हैं. Like in Hyderabad, I can share with you an actual example. Hyderabad is a hub for a lot of NRIs. So in old city, there were like a row of buildings, and those buildings were purchased by 3-4 people from an NRI through the power of attorney. समझ में आ रहा है? प्रॉपर्टी किससे खरीदी हमने? NRI से, जो कि इंडिया के बाहर है. उसने किसी को पावर ऑफ अथॉरिटी दे रखी है, तो वो पर्सन साइन कर रहा है, हमने उससे प्रॉपर्टी खरीद ली. कहाँ? Hyderabad. Now, generally, you all must be knowing that when property is purchased, 194 IMA TDS katta hai, 5% TDS of sale consideration. Card ke we have to pay to buyer. But if in the agreement Instead of sign of power of attorney जिसको दिया था, that was the resident person of Hyderabad, by mistake they wrote seller's address Canada का, seller का address Canada, then तो you have purchased a property from a non-resident, no? Then TDS is not deducted in 194I. TDS is to be deducted in 195 for non-residents. If you do any transactions with non-resident, 195 में TDS कटता है. तो अब ये तो सब मुश्किल हो गया. तो all the people who had purchased the properties from these NRI group of people, उनके भी family members के अलग अलग नाम से property थे, सबको notice आया. Then it was resorted and all done, but just sharing an example. So what is raid is clear, 132. What is survey? 133. And now what is 133B? Door-to-door survey. Right? This much is enough, dear students. Let us check in detail now. Power of the survey. ये लिखा अपने इंफॉर्मेशन जो कलेक्ट कर रहे हैं हम थर्ड पार्टी से. अब पावर ऑफ सर्वे. Power to enter a place within the jurisdiction to inspect books of accounts, cash, stock, सब check करोगे. Okay? An income tax authority may enter any place within the limits of area or any place occupied by any person in respect of whom he exercises jurisdiction, or any place in respect of which he is authorized for the purpose of this section. Income tax authorities who is assigned the area within which place is situated. तो जो भी उसके jurisdiction में place है, सब जगह they can do that. Okay, right. At which a business or profession is carried out, including charitable purpose. So can the survey be done on charitable institutes also? Answer is yes. Whether such place to be the principal place of business or any activity. चलेगा, head office कोई search करना है, ऐसा कोई जरूरी नहीं. This power may be exercised in respect of any place within which SSE is connected, whether or not such place is principal place of business. And it will also include any other place, whether any business or profession or activity for charitable purposes carried on, and which person carrying on business or activity purport states that any of his books of accounts. ठीक है, जहां उनके बुक्स ऑफ अकाउंट्स हैं वो सब प्लेस पे आपका जुरिस्डिक्शन है, तो आप सर्वे कर सकते हैं. दिस इज इम्पोर्टेंट. permitted time for survey, ये पूछते हैं. Any place of business is carried on, then survey is to be done in business hours. What are business hours? 8 to 8 या whatever, मैं तो ऐसे ही बोल रही हूँ, पर 10 to 10 जो भी आपके business hours हैं उसमें. In the case of any other deemed place, only after sunrise and before sunset. देखो टाइमिंग में कोई डाउट है आपको? Survey can be done at business places in the business hours. And any other place की नहीं मैम, आधे बुक्स तो इनके घर पे हैं, तो सनराइज और सनसेट के बीच में. Power of income tax authorities while conducting the survey, they can enter the place of business. अब देखो यहाँ से ही फर्क आ गया. कल enter any place, vessel, vehicle, aircraft, native, neighbor, blah, वो सब नहीं है. Enter only place of business. Require any proprietor, trustee who may at time place attending to help them carry out the survey. To afford him necessary facility to inspect the books, they need to cooperate. To afford him necessary facility to verify the cash stock count करेंगे. To furnish all the information which is required. Can they place marks of identification? Yes. Can they impound and retain the books for such period? Yes, but not exceeding 15 days. सर्वे में वैसे परमिशन ही नहीं है, फिर भी लेके जाना है तो 15 दिन से ज्यादा नहीं ले जा सकते. Make an inventory of cash, stock and all, and record the statement of any person which may be useful for or relevant. However, income tax authority cannot remove or cause to be removed from place where he has entered any cash stock. They cannot take, they cannot remove. The place of business cannot be sealed also. सर्च में बिल्कुल सील कर देते हैं, ना कोई अंदर से बाहर जाएगा, ना कोई बाहर से अंदर आएगा. सर्वे में नहीं है ऐसा. Exercise of the power of survey for verification. You know, so many times separate surveys are done just to verify TDS TCS compliance. Every month, are they deducting TDS on time? Are they depositing on time? Yearly, are they furnishing the return by 31st May and all? ये अपना एक अलग सर्वे है जो बहुत सिंपल होता है. इनकम टैक्स अथॉरिटी में फॉर द पर्पस ऑफ वेरीफाइंग द टैक्स हैज बीन डिडक्टेड. Okay, any office, place, business, profession is carried on, or any such place in respect of which he is authorized. So they may enter the office. Further, income tax authorities may require the deductor or collector attending such work to afford him facility. Same, but routine survey मतलब सब books, cash, stock सब check करेंगे. But practically ये बहुत होता है कि only TDS TCS survey होता है. Then they will inspect only all this. ठीक है? Permissible and impermissible acts while conducting a survey. Income tax authority may place marks of identification on the books of accounts or other documents. Record the statement of any person. Power to collect, ये सब ठीक है, read करके छोड़ दो. Power to collect information and record the statement to certain expenditure. हाँ, कभी कभी क्या होता है, you know, when there are like some people, they are hosting a religious ceremony and they are the whole donor of this time's Bhagavad Gita, or sometimes people do birthday parties or 25th anniversary very lavishly, wedding in their family very lavishly. So certain expenditures are there which they have done very lavishly. Can we have a survey of only that expenditure related information? Yes, but you cannot go and disturb the function. It has to be done after the ceremony or function or wedding, whichever it is over. Income tax authority would also have the power to collect information and record statement of any person concerned in any time after any function, ceremony or event before the stage of commencement of assessment proceeding for the following year, for which information may be relevant if they are of opinion that having regard to the nature, scale and extent of expenditure incurred, it is necessary to do so. This provision is intended to help in collecting evidence about other expenditure immediately after the event to be used at the time of assessment. ठीक है, right? So immediately after the function, यहाँ कहीं लिखा भी होगा nature, scale and extent of expenditure. This provision to help collecting evidence after the event to be used at the time of assessment. Power to enforce compliance. Yes. If any person was required to provide facility to authority to inspect books of accounts or check valuables and all, or to have a statement record, either refuses or evades, हाँ कि मैं help नहीं करूंगा, मैं books नहीं बताऊंगा, मैं password नहीं बताऊंगा, income tax authority would be entitled to use all the powers vested under 131. Discovery, inspection, civil code पूरा लग जाएगा. However, no action shall be taken by assistant deputy director with the prior approval of joint director. So they have got immense power to get all information. और यहाँ तो इतना ही है. Dear students, in case of raid, if he is not cooperating, then 2 years of jail, imprisonment ही है सीधा. Okay, so 133 survey is over. Take a pause and tell me, is today's topic clear? पहले मैंने 133 पढ़ा है. Can you get information from third parties? ऐसे for the SSE, yes. 133A is survey. सर्वे में सब कर सकते हैं. You can enter the business premises, you can check the stock, the books of accounts, take inventory, place marks of identification, but you cannot take it with you. Are there separate surveys for TDS, TCS? Yes. For some expenditures, yes. And if they are not cooperating, then all 131 and all the power they will have, right? Now, door-to-door survey or power to collect certain information, 133B. An income tax authority may enter building with which jurisdiction or place which is occupied by any person in respect of whom the said authority exercises jurisdiction for the purpose of collecting any information which may be used for relevant for the purpose of act. So can they just go inside, walk in and collect the information? Yes. It is not necessary that such place should be the principal place of business. Authority may require proprietor, employee and all to help in getting the information. Income tax authority may enter the place only during the business hours. Such authority shall on no account remove the bill, books and valuables. कुछ लेके नहीं जा सकते. Income tax authorities means joint commissioner, assistant commissioner, deputy commissioner and AO and all. मतलब lower authority, top authority के नीचे. JC, DC, AC. So can they go door to door and get all the details? Yes. One thing I wanted to say more, dear students, survey may, it is not necessary to have a doubt. Like in raid, you have got a reason. Suspicion nahi hai. Doubt nahi hai. You have got a solid reason to believe. Then so and so person has hidden. Survey search का ना बड़ा cost होता है department में. जैसे time pass के लिए raid नहीं करते हैं वो लोग. So search में they have got a solid reason that so and so person has escaped the assessment, whereas it is not like that in case of survey. Survey में ऐसा नहीं है कि they have a doubt, and even it is not कि ma'am nothing, not even a single rupee is due. Why you are doing survey? Survey is done just to get information. अगर आपने कुछ गलत नहीं किया बता दो सब, ये लो टेबल पे बुक्स, ये लो टैब, ये लो हमारा डेस्कटॉप, देख लो जो देखना है. Are you all getting? So this is also important. Sure. Prescribed income tax authorities empowered to call for all other information. अब ये सब just are for reading है, ये हो गया. Major part is done. Section 133C enables prescribed income tax authorities may issue a notice to person requiring him on or before date to furnish information in this manner which may be useful for assessment. Prescribed income tax authorities may process such information. Okay. Can they inspect the registers of the company? देखो कंपनी में ना रजिस्टर्स होते हैं, शेयर होल्डर्स का रजिस्टर, डिबेंचर होल्डर्स का, secured loan, mortgage, like that in companies like different registers are there. So these registers, can they inspect? Yes. Power of certain authorities. The principal director general or director general and principal commissioner and all are competent to make any inquiry under this act for all the purpose. They shall have the power vested in AO. ठीक है. This is all going to be faceless now. If the investigation officer is denied entry in the premises and all, AO shall have all the powers, all proceedings. I told you if they don't cooperate, they have all the civil court procedure. That's why they said they can take help of the police. Disclosure of information respecting to SSC. This we have done in miscellaneous provisions also. कि whatever information they have got, can they give it to all the newspapers सबको कि हमने रेड किया, ये recover हुआ है? No. Only if it is required in the public interest they will share. CBDT or income tax authorities by general or special order may furnish or cause to furnish any information received or obtained in performance of function which may be necessary for the purpose of enabling officer, authority or body to perform its function under any other law relating to imposition of tax, duty or dealing with foreign exchange, and under any other law as central government may notify. We were doing raid, but we came to know that so and so person is doing so much of hawala transactions and we should share this information with FEMA, Foreign Exchange Management Act. Yes. Example लिख दो. Share information with FEMA. Are we required to do so? Is it necessary to share the information with other authorities? Yes. If it is required, you have to do. ये लास्ट के पैरा सिर्फ रीड कर लो, इंपॉर्टेंट हमने पढ़ लिया. And when we solve the question answer, you will apply this knowledge of survey and search, and it's a super easy topic. To any other person, if a person makes application in accordance with the Income Tax Act to PCCIT and all in prescribed form for obtaining information relating to assessing or authority. He may, if it is satisfied that it is in the public interest, furnish it. अभी तक आपसे कौन इंफॉर्मेशन मांग रहा था? अदर लॉस, जीएसटी, कस्टम, फेमा. अरे हमने रेड किया, हमको पता चला कि कस्टम तो पे ही नहीं किए लास्ट 3 साल से, फेक है, ये है. You can share. Can you share the information with other person? I told you news agencies and all. Yes, if it is required in the public interest. His decision in this regard cannot be called in question of any court of law. उसकी मर्जी. जो authorities and top authorities, उनकी मर्जी that they want to share the information with the other authorities. Nevertheless, it empowers central government to direct having regard to practice and usage any other relevant facts that no information or document shall be furnished or in public servant in such matters relating to particulars except to certain. सबको नहीं देंगे ना. We will give only if it is required in the public interest. We might share. See, they have already restricted the disclosure. How? In powers conferred under 138, central government having regard to all relevant has directed that no public servant means ITO and all, shall produce before any person or authority any information or data in possession during the discharge of valid declaration. Income declaration की जो scheme चली थी, it may be observed that principal commissioner can make a disclosure on the basis of application, but he cannot voluntary. कोई मांगेगा तो हम information देंगे, वो भी बहुत जरूरी है, तो वो भी to other laws and in some cases only to other person, not otherwise. So here we complete with all the syllabus for search and survey. Shall we start with question answers? Big questions के तो पूरे आंसर प्रिंट किए हैं, ये छोटे छोटे हैं. If you want, you write answer here or you can write it in your notebook, right? अच्छा, 2-3 बेसिक पॉइंट ऑफ डिफरेंस है, वो भी लिख लो जहां जगह है आपको लिखना है वहां. सर्च और सर्वे में क्या डिफरेंस है कहीं लिखेंगे. There's no space here, so let us write it in the notebook. ये याद है सबको जिस टेबल I have given you? Yeah, I want you to write. I'm not giving you full language, just a simple detail. Search on this side, survey on this side. Search का section क्या है? 132. सर्वे क्या है? 133A. और डोर टू डोर सर्वे क्या है? 133B. सर्च के लिए टाइम लिमिट है ना? बिजनेस आवर्स एंड बिजनेस आवर्स किसके लिए है? बिजनेस प्लेस के लिए. सनराइज टू सनसेट. अदर प्लेस के लिए. सर्वे में क्या है? टाइम लिमिट है आपको? Oh, sorry, I wrote it reverse. This time limit is for survey. Write down again. This side, sorry. Business hours. Business place. And sunrise to sunset. अदर प्लेसेस। ये सर्वे में लिमिटेशन है, यहाँ पे नहीं है। सर्च में क्या है टाइम लिमिट? स्टार्ट आफ्टर सनराइज, देन नो टाइम लिमिट, कि 2 दिन में खत्म कर देना, दिन रात चलता है आपका सर्च। सर्च में दे हैव रीजन टू बिलीव। सर्वे का कोई ऐसे रीजन नहीं होता, ऐसे ही सर्वे होता है, नो रीजन, जस्ट रैंडम करते हैं। आफ्टर सर्च, assessment, assessment is mandatory। सर्वे में असेसमेंट कुछ मिलेगा भी नहीं। काफी बार ऐसे होगा कि सर्वे हो गया, कुछ नहीं मिला। असेसमेंट इज नॉट मैंडेटरी, कोई जरूरत नहीं है हमको। सर्च ऑल प्लेसेस, बिजनेस, रेसिडेंस, व्हीकल, वेसल, एक्सेट्रा, कहीं भी हो सकता है सर्च। सर्वे ओनली बिजनेस प्लेसेस पे होता है, और अगर बिजनेस घर पे कर रहे हैं तो फिर रेसिडेंस पे होगा। कैन टेक हेल्प ऑफ पुलिस, इट इज a huge matter। नो हेल्प ऑफ पुलिस रिक्वायर्ड, यहाँ पे कोई पुलिस का हेल्प कुछ भी रिक्वायर्ड नहीं। फर्स्ट पॉइंट, सेकेंड पॉइंट, थर्ड, फोर्थ, फिफ्थ, सिक्स्थ। Clear to all of you? Search and survey. Ma'am, will they ask like this? No, no. This is like when this kind of picture is clear to you, you will attempt the questions better. What I'm taking now, I don't think they'll ask you distinguish between search and survey. Finish writing, all of you? Chalo. I hope you all are not just taking pictures that will not help you, dear students. Right from the beginning, let us take up all the questions. Question answers are very simple. Let us start. The Director General of Income Tax, after getting information that Mr. Mujab is in possession of an accounted cash of rupees 50 lakhs. Okay. So now he is issuing order by invoking vested to him in 131A. 131A. For its seizure. Is the order for seizure of cash issued by the Director General of Income Tax correct? If not, does the Director General of Income Tax have any other power to seize the cash? हाँ, अगर आपको लग रहा है कि किसी ने 50 लाख रुपए अनअकाउंटेड कैश रखा है, तो you can't use the powers of 131(1)(a). 131(1) is those call for documents and all, inspection and all. So write down the answer. 131(1)(a) is for inspection. अगर आपको सीज ही करना है, डायरेक्टर जनरल wants to seize, no? If cash is to be seized. If cash is to be seized. Power under section 132. Power under section 132. समझ में आ रहा है आपको? अगर आपको लग रहा है कि अनअकाउंटेड कैश है तो व्हाई यू आर इशूइंग हिम नोटिस अंडर 131 कि ये रूम में आना मिलने ये वो, you can do the raid and then you can seize the cash, unaccounted cash and all. Clear? Next, write down the answer. 2 3 बाकी तो पूरे हैं. SSC has restrained and not allowed the officer authorized under 132 of the Act to inspect the documents maintained in electronic record, and where SSC is liable for prosecution. आपको already एग्जाम में आ चुका है. Yes. What is prosecution? Penalty is monetary terms. Prosecution is jail. 2 years imprisonment. कल आपको बताया था. If he is not cooperating. If he is not cooperating, he'll go in jail. Time limit for return of explained assets. ये तो बिना देखे. Whenever assets are explained, then from the month in which they have seized, from the end of that month to 30 days, they can file an application for release of asset and it will be released within 120 days of the, not the assessment, just the completion. Okay. Cash of 25 lakhs was seized on 12/9 in a search conducted under 132. Cash of 25 lakhs was seized on 12/9 in search conducted, and SSC moved an application on 27/2. This you can make all the year as 22. समझ में आ रहा है? So cash of 25 lakhs was seized in a search, and the SSC moved application on 27th October 2022 to release such cash after explaining the sources thereof, which was turned down by the department. 12/9 में अगर आपके पास सर्च हुई है तो 12/9 सितंबर खत्म होने दो, अक्टूबर 30th के पहले you are asking for release of the explained assets. Is the SSC correct? Yes, he can. SSC seeks your opinion. And can the department withhold the explained asset? If yes, then to what extent? Within 120 days of the completion, not of assessment, completion of the rate, they have to return the asset. So very correct here. Application. Likho please. I want you all to write the answer. Application to be made within 30 days. Application to be made within 30 days from end of month. मतलब 30 सितंबर से 30 डेज के अंदर एप्लीकेशन करना था. किसको? डिपार्टमेंट को कि एक्सप्लेन्ड असेट्स, सॉरी एसएससी को, कि हमको एक्सप्लेन्ड है ये वे है, हमने अक्वायर किया, हमारा ये एसेट फ्री कर दो. तो दे विल. एसएससी सीक्स योर ओपिनियन. कैन दे एक्सटेंड इट? दिस विल बी रिलीज्ड. एक्सप्लेन्ड असेट, राइट डाउन, आई एम डिक्टेटिंग, will be released. Explained assets will be released in 120 days. कहाँ से? From completion of raid, from completion of search. Finish writing, I'm waiting. And is it clear also? From the end of the month in which the asset is seized, if it is an explained asset, they can SSC can make an application, give all the explanation about the assets acquired, how and all, and that will be released. Okay, right. State whether information regarding possession of unexplained assets and income received from the Central Bureau of Investigation, a government agency, can it constitute information for action under 132? Can they take it as action and can they do? कहीं से अगर CBI से report मिला है, yes. 132(1)(c) authorization for search can take place if authority in consequence information has reason to believe that any possession of money, bullion, jewelry is there, okay, or would not be disclosed by such person. In the absence of information, a search cannot be validly authorized. In this apex court, it was held that mere intimation by CBI that money was found in the possession of SSC, which according to CBI was undisclosed, without something more, does not constitute information within the meaning of 132, on the basis of which a search warrant could be issued. Consequently, Supreme Court held that search conducted on this basis and assessment made will not be valid. Okay? They can use that information, but वो information से पहले आपको क्या करना पड़ेगा? पूरा डेटा कलेक्ट करना पड़ेगा, राइट और नॉट? जस्ट सीबीआई गिविंग यू इंफॉर्मेशन कि कुछ ना कुछ कैश, बिकॉज वी ऑल नो व्हाट आर एक्चुअली दे हैव नॉट गिवन द आंसर वेरी करेक्टली. Correct way is there are three reasons of the search. One is you have issued summons and notice and there is no response. Another is summons and notice you will issue but कोई फायदा नहीं. Third है money, bullion, jewelry undisclosed है. तो अगर प्रॉपर इंफॉर्मेशन है कि मनी, जूलियन, jewelry or bullion and all is undisclosed, okay, then they can go, but just based on CBI's information they need to have proper reason themselves. So before search they can go for survey in such cases and then convert it. AO with his jurisdiction. Next question. Surveyed a cafe at 12 o'clock in the night for the purpose of collecting information which may be useful. The cyber cafe is kept open every day from 2 p.m. to 2 a.m. दोपहर के 2 बजे से रात के 2 बजे तक कैफे का टाइम है. Owner of cafe claims that AO would not enter at late night. Assessing officer wants to take away with him books, examine the validity. First of all, AO is correct. He has entered in the business premises. रात को 12 बजे क्यों आए? तो अरे आपका टाइम है, आफ्टरनून 2 से रात को 2 बजे तक आपका टाइम है, तो we will come in that time, right or not? So AO can exercise his power under 133 only after obtaining the approval of higher authority. Assuming that he has obtained the approval, he is empowered to enter the business places in the working hours. So he is very correct. Therefore, the claim of owner that AO could not enter is not correct. Second thing, can they take books of accounts? Yes, if needed, but only for 15 days. AO may impound and retain the books if he thinks it is necessary. He shall not retain the books and all exceeding 15 days, that too with the prior approval of the higher authorities. एग्जाम में नाम याद आ जाए, चीफ कमिश्नर, प्रिंसिपल चीफ कमिश्नर, डायरेक्टर जनरल, चीफ डायरेक्टर जनरल, प्रिंसिपल, तो ठीक है, नहीं तो हायर अथॉरिटीज. इज माई स्पीड फाइन? शुड आई पॉज और आपको फिर से एक बार पढ़ना है कि क्वेश्चन और रिलेटेड आंसर क्लियर है? Just 15 minutes more and we'll be completing this topic. चलो. AO with his jurisdiction, sir, ये तो हो गया ना, अभी पढ़ा. हाँ. Business premises of some company and the residence of 2 of directors were searched. Search was conducted on September 22. Following assets were seized. Papers found in the drawer relating to other Krishna Limited Mumbai indicating various transactions. Our Rambaros is not having any direct or indirect connection. Okay. But उनके papers हमारे पास मिले जो मुंबई में है. हम तो कहाँ हैं? दिल्ली में. Jewelry worth 5 lakh from the bedroom of one of the director was claimed by him to be of his married daughter. ये मैंने कल example भी discuss किया था. Papers recording certain transactions of income and expense having direct nexus with business of company for the period from 16/4 to the date of search. It was admitted by the director that transactions recorded in such papers have not been incorporated in the books. कुछ expenses और income से related transaction मिले जो books में तो नहीं है. कुछ papers मिले जो third party है जिससे हमारा तो कोई लेना देना नहीं है. 5 लाख रुपीस मिले ज्वेलरी जो हमने क्लेम किया कि हमारी नहीं है, मैरिड डॉटर के. You are required to answer what action the Delhi shall be taken in respect of seized papers. Nothing. Hand it over to Mumbai jurisdiction who was having jurisdiction over Krishna Limited कि हम तो दिल्ली में कर रहे थे, ये है, बट कृष्णा का ये पेपर यहाँ पे मिला है. अब कृष्णा के साथ क्या करना है हम देख लें. सिंपल. The authorized officer is not having jurisdiction over Krishna Limited Mumbai because हमारा authority Delhi में है. The paper sealed relating to company shall be handed over to AO who is having jurisdiction for Krishna Limited within a period of 60 days from date on which last authorization was searched. This time limit is important, dear students. Within 60 days of the last authorization. Okay, where the contention raised by the director as to jewelry found from his bedroom. अब ये केस डायरेक्टर का जो भी बोलना है कि नहीं हम एक you remember one thing I have told you, whatever is recovered belongs to you. Can't say ये तो मेरे मैरिड डॉटर का ही है. जहाँ सिग्नेचर है आपकी है, बुक्स में जो लिखा है करेक्ट है, कुछ स्टैम्प अटेस्टेड साइंड है वो आपने ही किया है. So you remember 4 assumptions. So the contention of director will not be accepted that this belongs to the married daughter and it will be presumed कि ये आपका है. Third, presumption. कौन सा था थर्ड क्वेश्चन? हाँ, कुछ पेपर्स मिले हैं इनकम एंड एक्सपेंस से रिलेटेड जो बुक्स में नहीं है. The presumption in respect of papers indicating transactions but are not recorded in books but they are having direct nexus with the business of company are that same belonging to company contents of such papers are true and handwriting in which the same are written, okay, are of whose premises they have been searched. So presumptions कि यहाँ पे हमको कुछ इनकम एंड एक्सपेंस से रिलेटेड पेपर मिले हैं, वो भी 2017 से रिलेटेड, और ये बुक्स में तो रिकॉर्ड नहीं किए, तो ये अजम्पशन है कि दीज पेपर्स बिलोंग्स टू यू. दिस इज योर इनकम एंड एक्सपेंस. Are you feeling that the question answers are very easy for search and it's like a story, it's like a fairy tale, a procedure? If you know the procedure, you will be able to write answers, and please write these answers in points, underlining the clue point. पैरा भर भर के आंसर मत लिखना, ठीक है? बोलो. चलो. Cash of 25 lakhs was seized on 14 July 22 in a search conducted, and the SSC moved application on August 22 to release. वही सेम क्वेश्चन जो अभी आपको बताया ना कि कितने दिन में रिलीज कर सकते हो. कब हुआ था रेट? 14 जुलाई. तो जुलाई एंड होने के बाद 30 अगस्त तक you can ask them to release. Can department withhold the explained money? If yes, then to what extent? The proviso to section 132B provides that where the person concerned makes an application to AO within 30 days from the end of the month in which asset was seized for release of the asset and the nature and source of acquisition is explained, then the AO may, with the prior approval of the principal chief commissioner, release the asset. But existing liability, after recovering existing liability, जो भी tax due है, and existing liability doesn't include advance tax. Existing liability does not include, and such asset will be returned within 120 days from the last authorization. ठीक है? 30 days में application करो, 120 days में release हो जाएगा. In this case, since the application was made to AO with a 30 days period, the amount of existing liability may be recovered out of asset and balance may be released within 120 days from the date on which last authorization for search was executed. It may be noted that one of the conditions mentioned for release of asset is that nature and source of asset should be explained. हाँ, see, explained asset means you have to explain the nature and source, कहाँ से खरीदा, पैसे कहाँ से है, सब तो ही तो release करेंगे. However, in this case, it has been given that SSC's application for release, explaining source thereof, was turned down by department. SSC जो explain कर रहा है, वो department ने नहीं माना. Then, if application was turned down by department due to reason that they were not satisfied about the nature, then the asset cannot be released. Simple. But pehle such a nice question. First, they have asked the whole procedure. Dekho. If the asset is seized, then from the end of the month till the 30 days, you can make an application, SSC, explaining the source from where you have derived the nature of asset and all. And if the department agrees, they will release the asset within 120 days of the completion of the search procedure. बराबर है, ठीक है? Right. But if they have turned down the application, कुछ नहीं करोगे आप. Examine the correctness and otherwise. At the time of hearing of rectification application, income tax appellate tribunal. अच्छा, this one is तो एक income tax का अच्छा question है जो यहाँ आ गया. एक मिनट पहले 9th वाला. In the course of search, okay, right, the assets were seized. Examine the procedure laid down with such seized assets under income tax act. In short, seized asset का क्या क्या होता है तो वही. Such asset will first be applied to take the existing liability, does not include advance tax. Further amount of liability जो complete होगी. Once your search assessment is completed, you will have to pay some liability. That also you can recover. And where nature and source of acquisition is explained, they can take it back. When assets consist of money and partly first money will be used and then other. This is all the procedural part, dear students, which we have already discussed. Keep studying at home, and whenever you feel, click the picture, send me your doubt. I'll clear it with voice note. Soham Limited were asked by Income Tax Officer CIB to furnish details of all such tourists. Okay. Soham Limited were asked by Income Tax Officer to furnish details of all such tourists who stayed in their hotels and had paid bills above 10,000. You know, 133A में can we ask the third party, कोई firm, कोई HUF, कोई bank, कोई stock exchange, कोई hotel? They have not furnished the requisite in spite of reminders. It's not right. They have to. Under 133B, Income Tax Authority can enter any premises and collect information which may be useful or relevant. Failure to furnish such information under 133B will attract penalty, and penalty shall be an amount as income tax may direct, subject to a maximum of 1,000. Okay, right. So they need to disclose. If not, there is a penalty. An AO entered a hotel run by a person in respect of whom and at 8 p.m. and hotel ka time tha 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Hotelier claims that the AO could not enter after sunset. It's not right. AO wants to take away the books of accounts. They can, but not more than 15 days. Examine the validity of the claim and all. So AO is empowered to survey the places at hours during which it is open. He is also empowered to collect prescribed information. AO has no right to remove any books of accounts, other documents, cash, stock, other valuable or thing. AO enters the hotels during the hours at which such place is open for conduct of business. So it is right. And AO has got no right to take away the books kept at hotel. Hence the proposed action of AO is beyond his authority. हाँ, but only if ये क्या है, door to door है, just ऐसे ही survey कर रहे हैं. But in survey also, if they take the permission of the higher authority, they can take for maximum of 15 days. Okay? So here we have completed this topic of search and survey. One question I found it very nice, so I have included here, but this is already related to income tax tribunal. याद है, high court is the last fact finding authority, or high court or फिर supreme court. So at the time of hearing of application, income tax can reappreciate the evidence produced during the proceeding. Yes. Of the appeal hearing. The proposition is not correct. This is because 254 specifically empowers tribunal to amend any order passed by it either suo moto or an application made by AO with a view. I'm just reading so that we can recollect. एक बात याद रखना, whenever they talk about ITET, all the orders passed by the AOs, कोई भी है 143, 144, 147, they can be rectified under section 154. लेकिन आईटेट जो है ना वो अपना खुद का ऑर्डर रेक्टिफाई करते हैं अंडर 254, 154, 250, 156 में जब ऑर्डर रेक्टिफाई होता है दे कैन आस्क यू टू पे मनी. At the time of hearing of rectification application, income tax appellate tribunal can reappreciate the evidence produced during the proceedings. रेक्टिफिकेशन मतलब आईटेट का खुद का ऑर्डर रेक्टिफाई हो रहा है तो कैन दे एड ऑन द reappreciate the evidence and all? Answer is no. This is because 254 specifically empowers the tribunal to amend any order either suo moto or application made by AO with a view to rectify any mistake which is apparent from the record. Such a beautiful language. 154 maybe you can rectify the order. You remember or not, all of you dear students, 4 years from the end of the year when this order is passed, and if the SSC makes the application, then within 6 months, if they feel any error is there, which is any mistake which is apparent from the record, at any time they can do so. The power of the tribunal under 254 relating to rectification are very limited. Such powers are confined to rectify any mistake apparent from record. Mistake has to be such that for an elaborate reason or inquiry is necessary. Accordingly, the reappreciation of evidence placed before tribunal during the course of appeal hearing is not permitted. It cannot re-adjudicate the issue of fresh under grab of rectification. Rectification के नाम से आप पूरा सब एड ऑन करके अब ये भी गलती सुधारो, ऐसे नहीं कर सकते. Rectification is like some silly mistake which is apparent. So it is not correct. Next, High Court cannot interfere with the factual finding recorded by lower authorities and tribunal without any valid reason. It's correct. ITET is the last fact-finding authority. High Court will discuss and give judgment on question of law, not question of fact. So what they are saying, High Court cannot interfere with the fact-finding authorities and all, it's correct. A finding of fact cannot be disturbed by High Court. An income tax appellate tribunal is the final fact-finding authority. And tribunal का जो fact-finding record है, it cannot be interfered. Only on the ground that same were without evidence and all that. So in the court case, they have observed that High Court set aside the factual findings and tribunal and apex court held that finding of fact cannot be interfered. High Court cannot. High Court can only discuss the question of law, right? So here we complete today before time. Search is actually अगर एक दिन decide किया ना तो 2.5 घंटे के अंदर तो we can like complete it completely. Fine. So I hope search and survey is clear. There are few things which just read and leave. Few things which are very important. What are the presumptions? What are the 3 reasons? The time limit. Distinguish between survey and search. जो थोड़ी चीजें हैं वो ध्यान से देखना है आपको. Write a short note on Dean Caesar. Dean Caesar का एक और नाम है. If I have not written, please write down. Constructive Caesar. I saw it yesterday in the scanner. Constructive Caesar भी बोलते हैं. मैम एग्जाम में कुछ तो पूछा था constructive Caesar. Or if they have doubt to recover the money, can they do the provisional attachment of the property? Yes. Right? So after this, do attend the lectures for ICDS. 5 marks is the weightage, and ICDS and your AS comparative is discussed. Then collection and recovery of the taxes. First in that 234 ABCDEFGH, H जहां पैन कार्ड और आधार लिंक नहीं है, 30 जून तक 500, उसके बाद 1000. ये तो ओरली मालूम होना है. In the end, please check last 8 pages. I have given all the amendments. All amendments I have given together. So just scroll that also. And 234A is for delay in filing the return. 234B interest April से due date तक लगता है. 234C installments में delay. So with one problem solved, all that is there. And immediately after lecture, the first thing I'm doing is I'm adding the TDS videos in that folder in which all inter-revision videos are there उसमें. And material I will give you PDF. आज शाम तक पूरे PDFs आपको मिल जाएंगे, तो वो पढ़ो. अच्छा, lectures 3 for the ICDS. Then it is collection and recovery. So taxes, how do we recover in India? Either advance tax, TDS and all. If not, still tax is due. Can we attach his assets? Can we auction that? And then can we recover the tax from that? Yes. If taxes are due and so person has gone to foreign, कोई नीरव मोदिया से भाग ही गए इंडिया से, मलया चले गए, so if they are in Australia, can we ask those government to help us recover the tax? Answer is yes. Okay, right. So this is a very simple topic. And when I am paying the interest late 234 ABC, 1% interest per month. On refund, 0.5%. And very important, repeatedly asked question, orally we should know is, whenever you have tax, then interest, then 234 ABC, F में फीस लगती है अगर आपने रिटर्न लेट फाइल किया तो 1000, 5000 ऐसे. So you know, whenever there is a shortage of tax, first they will adjust the fees, 234A to H fee. Then they will adjust the interest. Then they will adjust the tax. समझ में आ रहा है? So in the material, if you will check, you will get one example also. It's solved for you. पूरा सब printed है. उतना पढ़ लो बस है. Right? Okay? And repeatedly revise your math. Math is going to come bare minimum for 12 to 13 marks. 8 to 10 marks question of math and 3 to 4 MCQs and here and there. तो मैट, चैरिटेबल ट्रस्ट, हाँ ये सब बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है जो हमने पहले किया है, अच्छे से करो. राइट? ओके. एंड वन स्मॉल लेक्चर एडेड नाउ ओनली फॉर CMA students. CA students, I don't think I'll check it. Black Money Act. Black Money Act is like just 3 pages in your material. And for Black Money Act, what are the conditions required and all? Simple questions are asked in MCQs. So do watch these lectures. If you have any doubt or if you're really confused कि नहीं मैम नहीं हो रहा है live class में आप पढ़ाओ, please message me. It will hardly take 2-3 classes more I'll be doing. Otherwise, I am getting you some more things higher than this, important than this. That is the case laws and the discussion of the model papers for old, new, all syllabus. ठीक है? That's what is due for me because very few days are left for exam. Okay, so that's all from my side. Anywhere you need any help, connect with us in our WhatsApp group, Telegram group, wherever you can. Thank you so much, each one of you watching the lectures recording or those who all are attending live, to trust us as a teacher so that we can give best. You trusted and took the admission here, no? So now it is Dipti ma'am's responsibility to make sure that this trust is maintained and you get what you desire, provided you all also cooperate. If you are jumping the lectures, it won't help. आज कम से कम आधा घंटा तो हमने रिवाइज ही किए सर्च, क्योंकि वो लर्न कराना है ना आपको कि 4 प्रिजम्पशंस हैं, 3 रीजंस आर देयर. राइट? सो this is all from my side. Thank you so much. All the blessings and wishes to each one of you that you will do wonderful in your life. Trust yourself, trust your teachers, and do only studies, nothing else. Of course, with quality, good grades. One small thing, I don't know, आप बोलेंगे मैम को ना रोज एडवाइस देना रहता है, but बहुत important है कि I've seen many students, they say, ma'am, your live classes are fine, but when we watch recording, we are like, आंख लग जाती है, झपकी लगती है, lot of yawning. That oxygen problem is because we are staying in the closed atmosphere while studying. So I would highly recommend all of you to spare at least 15 minutes of day to do pranayam bastrika. I'm not a teacher for that you have to learn by Art of Living or Shivani or Ramakrishna Mutt, या जहां जैसे भी आपको सीखना है, जिससे भी सीखना है, ऑनलाइन गूगल में डालो भस्त्रिका and videos will come. But whatever, some breathing technique, because that's only thing in the present moment. Can I say, कुसुम प्रिया, 5 मिनट मेरी बात ध्यान से सुनना. Don't breathe out. Breathe in करके hold करो. कितने देर hold करोगे? So breath is the only thing which is in present moment, and I'm sharing this with my experience because inter I have scored 95 in accounts. I've shared all my caps ki ye hai wo hai, 20 साल का experience है. Then you all should know, as a teacher I'm sharing with you all that I have failed twice in CA final. इंटर एक एक बार में क्लियर हुआ, फाउंडेशन हो गया. फाउंडेशन भी कोई बहुत बढ़िया नहीं हुआ, 200 मार्क्स से आई पास, बट फाइनल आई फेल ट्वाइस इन ग्रुप वन. वन वॉज लॉ, जिसको बहुत मैनेज करना पड़ता था अकॉर्डिंग टू माई नेचर, थ्योरी था ना, फिर भी उसको मैनेज करके 45 47 तक लेके आती थी एग्रीगेट, बिकॉज ऑफ नॉट बैलेंसिंग माई माइंड वन डे बिफोर एग्जाम. आई वॉज हार्ड वर्किंग, आई यूज टू प्रिपेयर एवरीथिंग, कीप रेडी, ये किया वो किया, आरटीपी किया, टाइम टेबल बनाती थी, टिक करती थी, तो वो कॉन्फिडेंस आता था कि ये हो गया वो हो गया. हाँ, क्लास के नोट्स, मैम के नोट्स, पास्ट एग्जाम के पेपर, स्टडी मटेरियल, ऐसे पूरे. और व्हेन यू टिक ना, बड़ा अच्छा लगता है कि हमने लिस्ट बनाया कि मॉक टेस्ट पेपर ऑफ 20 21 22 वी हैव टू डू, बट दिस मच इज डन. तो वो टिक लगाने से यू गेट दैट कॉन्फिडेंस. वो सब करती थी, बट आई वाज नॉट एबल टू बैलेंस माय माइंड वन डे बिफोर एग्जाम. 3 hours of the exam you need to have that solid confidence. So stick and do your studies, nothing else. Work very hard so that you are living an awesome beautiful life. For yourself you study. थोड़ा सेल्फिश होके आई मोटिव खुद के लिए, क्योंकि खुद के लिए तो खुद ही करना पड़ेगा. पेरेंट्स वहीं तक करेंगे जहां तक वो कर सकते हैं, और वो तो करेंगे. आई एम ऑल्सो अ मॉम फर्स्ट एंड देन मैम, आई ऑलवेज से दिस. सो एनीथिंग रिक्वायर्ड फॉर माई सन, फॉर माई स्टूडेंट्स, आई एम रेडी टू डू always from the bottom of my heart. I cannot say no to students, and that is my softness. But then you have to take action for yourself, and that will only work. We can motivate you. मोटिवेशन कभी रहता है, कभी ऊपर जाता है, कभी नीचे आता है, लेकिन इफ यू आर इंस्पायर्ड फ्रॉम इनसाइड, नो, आई एम टेलिंग यू, यू टेल योर स्टोरी इन टेडेक्स कि बाथरूम का कमोड बंद करके, पानी वाइप करके, स्टूल पे बैठ के भी मैं पढ़ सकता हूँ. सीढ़ियां जहां खत्म होती है, टेरेस जहां शुरू होता है ना, वहां छोटा सा पोर्च होता है, वहां बैठ के भी मैं पढ़ सकता हूँ. अगर ये कॉन्फिडेंस आपके अंदर आ गया ना, यू डोंट नीड एनी एक्सटर्नल मोटिवेशन, राइट? That's all for my side. God bless each one of you, and may you do wonderful in your life. And as we get older, I love to meet my students. Those who have cleared in 2010, I met them in Prerna, one of the seminars where we had attended on CA Day. And it was so wonderful to meet all of them. So keep in touch with your teachers. God bless you all. That's all from my side. Thank you so much. Bye-bye, all of you.